Okay, hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Alif Hidayah with student ID number 2024-32059 from the Information Systems Study Program. So in this time, I would like to explain about my uh, 2 and 3rd practical report in Introduction of Multimedia course. So in this assignment, I were tasked with building an interactive educational website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So before we look at the code, let me explain the design constraints. So according to rule on my practicum, a student with an odd numbered student ID must use red as dominant color for their website design. So since my ID ends with an odd number, which is 059, so I have strictly implement a red color scheme across the navigation, text elements, borders, and the footer of my project. So here are the home website. Let's start by discussing the main content of this website. So the topic I'm covering is the fundamental difference between three major image formats, which is JPG, PNG, and SVG. So as written in my article here, so in the world of multimedia, choosing the right image format is crucial for website performance and visual quality. So here first, I have JPG or JPEG, or we can say Joint Photographic Experts Group. So as you can see on the screen, JPG, okay. Here JPG use lossy compression. So this means it's slightly reduced image data to save file size. So it is perfect for real-world photography and complex gradients. But the main drawback is that it does not support transparent backgrounds. So next is PNG. So unlike JPG, PNG use lossless compression, meaning it preserves 100% of the image quality. While its strongest feature is the support for an alpha channel, allowing full transparency. So this makes PNG the standard choice for web graphics, typography, and company logos. Okay, and then the last one, finally, we have SVG or scalable vector graphics. So this is completely different because it is not based on pixels, but rather on vectors and mathematical equations because it uses lines and curves. An SVG image can be scaled up infinitely without ever becoming blurry or pixelated. Okay, now I'll breaking down the HTML structure here. Let's dive into the coding part. So starting with the HTML structure, I have created four main HTML files here. The first one is index.html, and the second is JPG.html, and PNG.html, and SVG.html. So here is my index.html. So at the top, inside the head tag, I link my external style sheet using style CSS. And then moving to the body, I built a navigation bar using the nav tag here, containing anchor text to connect all four pages seamlessly. So for the main layout, I wrapped everything inside the div class container and div class card. And I used heading tags like h2 and h3 for titles and paragraph tags for the explanations. So if we look at PNG HTML here, you can see I implement an interactive section. So I add a button tag with an ID and an unclick event listener. So right below it, there is an img tag holding my image search. Notice that the image tag has a class called format img. So I'll explain how this connects to the CSS and JS shortly. And finally, at the very bottom, every page has a footer right here. Tag containing my graphic design watermark and my student ID. So here's my name and my student ID. And all files have its own footer. Okay. Okay, and then I'll explaining the CSS styling. Now let's look the style CSS file. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I must use red color as the dominant color. So you can see here in the nav and footer selectors, I applied the background color here, which is a strong dominant red. So I also applied this red color to the text headings and the border of my card layout. So to make the user interface look modern, I added the box shadow property to the card class. Okay, here box shadow, and giving it a soft 3D floating effect. And for the interactive button, I also made it red and add a transition properly combined with a hover pseudo class. So this means when the user hovers their mouse over the button, so it smoothly transitions a darker shade over it. And crucially, look at this format img class. So I set the properly display known this satisfies the practicum requirement where the image must be hidden by default when the page first loads. And okay, now I'll move to breaking down the JavaScript logic. So to make the buttons work without reloading the page, I wrote some logic in script.js here. So I declared a function named toggleImage that receives two parameters, which is img id and btn id. So inside the function, I use DOM manipulation. I use document get element by ID here. So I use this to capture both the image element and the button element. Then I use an if-else statement here. So the logic checks if the image display style is equal to none. If it is currently hidden, the script changes this display style to block, making the image visible. So at the exact same time, it modifies by the inner text of the button to say sembunyikan gambar or hide image. Else, if the image is already visible, the script does the exact opposite. So it sets the display back to none and reverts the button text back to tampilkan gambar. Okay, now I'll show you the live demonstration and how this website works. Okay, so here, I'll open the browser and then let's look at the live demonstration of the final website. So here we are on the home page. Here, just click home page, like this. This is the footer, pengantar multimedia B, and my name and my student ID. Then the navigation links work perfectly. So let's go to the PNG page here. Okay, you can see, so as required, the image is hidden by default. So when I hover my cursor over the red button here, okay, you can see the CSS hover effect, making it darker. So now pay attention to the button text. If I click tampilkan gambar here, okay, the JavaScript successfully displays the PNG image. Okay, and the button text dynamically changes to sembunyikan gambar. And if I click it again, okay, the image is hidden and the text reverts to tampilkan gambar. So now let's verify on JPG page. Now I'll click as before. Okay, so it works perfectly. Yes, hide again. And then SVG page, I'll click it again. Okay, the image is surely in here. Okay, I will hide it again. Okay, so it also works exactly as intended. While this proves that the HTML structure, the CSS styling rules, and the JavaScript logic are integrated successfully. And okay, that brings us to the end of my web programming practicum video report. So thank you very much for your guys' time and attention, and see you on the next video. Thank you.